you doing?
Well, let's start with the fact that you're walking in with a bunch of teammates, and there was a teammate waiting for you when you guys walked through the gate. Like, what's that like for you to be able to have that kind of comfort level?
You know, it's awesome. You know, sometimes you kind of want to be in uncomfortable situations, but it's always good to have a friendly face around. And you know, Denzel and Josh with me right now, and it's like we're back in like camp, go all over again. I'm just going back to work, so I'm excited.
Why do you want to be in those uncomfortable situations?
You know, most growth is in those uncomfortable situations, and just being able to figure out stuff on your own. And I think there's gonna be a healthy balance of that, especially here with, you know, I've never been to Arizona before, but now I get to figure my whole life out now and figure my new way in life.
It's early, very early. Obviously, you've only been here a couple hours, but they do look like they're going to have some opportunity at the position that you play in order to get on the field. Like, what's your thought process on that right now, and maybe your ability to get some significant playing time? Right.
Yeah, I mean, my job is to contribute as early as possible. I mean, I'm ready to go, and I've been talking to Coach Garcia already, and we're just ready to go, and I need to be as prepared as possible. And I know that the game is mental; it's as much mental as physical now, and so I need to be ready at all points. But you know, I came here with, and they draft me to be able to contribute early, and so I know my job is to be able to go on that field and do my job, and I'm just excited for it.
Wilson Sr. announced your pick from Mexico, and he's in your room. Have you had a chance to meet him or talk with him yet? Yeah,
he reached out immediately and then reached out again too. So he's definitely, I could tell, a great leader and a great person to have in my room. And you know, I'm just excited to get to meet him and really just get to work. That's what I'm ready to do.
So you kind of a two-parter here. You come from a program that has a rich history of linebackers. What's it like coming from a program like that, and then also being coached by a guy like James Laurinaitis, who was a part of that rich history?
Yeah, I mean, there's a great honor and a great line of guys who've come through Ohio State and who've played linebacker. You know, we in our position room we have a wall of all the All-American linebackers who've came through. It's like 12, 13 guys. You just try to be just as great as those guys, and you know you always fall short of that greatness, but you always try to live up to that standard. So, you know, I just try to be as best as I can. Every day I walk into the facility, and now this facility, to be the best version of myself. And then like Laurinaitis, he's one of the best coaches I've been around. He's done it before. He's done it in the highest stages, and you know, so he has a way of teaching you in the ways that some coaches may not be able to. And you know, I was just blessed to have him as my coach, and you know, I've learned so much, and I'm just ready to take that to here and ready to get to work.
You said that there's going to be an opportunity to contribute right away. Has the organization said that to you after the draft? To you that there's an opportunity for you to earn some time right away?
Well, I mean, I haven't formally heard that, but I mean, you know, if they're taking you, there's a reasonable expectation that you should be able to come in and at least contribute in some form or fashion. I mean, special teams is a given, but I mean, I'm always trying to get on that field and make an impact wherever I go.
You've talked before when you were at Ohio State about the in-helmet communication and how that was a transition this past year. How can that help you now that you're going to be potentially, I know everybody in that inside linebacker room all kind of has the helmet communication during practices at least. Yeah. How did you transition with that, and how do you think that that'll help you this year?
Yeah, it was definitely a transition. I mean, you know, my position coach or my defense coordinator had a raspy voice, so I was able to work through the kind of tough words sometimes you're hearing, but you know, I've definitely learned a lot through helmet communication, and it just makes communicating even easier and faster. So, I mean, I'm ready to go with it. We've done it a lot at Ohio State, and you know, it's just something I'm ready to do here now.
Was it one of those things where, as each week went on, you started to pick it up a little bit better, and it started? Because I know for quarterbacks they had that, and it was also with the signs, but for you on the defensive side of things, was it just kind of like each week it progressed?
Yeah, and we started with it pretty early. I think we started with it in spring last year. So, you know, I've gotten used to it earlier, and then you know, by the time the camp came around, it wasn't too much to think about, and every day in practice I had it in too, so it wasn't too bad.
Some people have described you as a late bloomer, but would you say you more just had to earn your role at every step of the way, and do you take issue with the late bloomer?
Well, I mean, I feel like I've always been developing. You know, I've never arrived. I've never really been a final product, and you know, I was confident in my abilities even when I wasn't the starter, and I always prepared like I was a starter. But you know, obviously I got my opportunity this last year, and you know, I feel like I played pretty well with it, and you know, I still always have something to prove. Like I never feel like I'm done. You know, doing getting better and trying to strive to be the best linebacker I can be. Now it's another opportunity to excel and to be a better player. And, not anyone, but like it's one thing to be good in college, but it's another thing to be good in the NFL. So it's a long way to go.
What have the last couple of weeks been like for you? What have you been doing? Do you continue training? Like, what's that whole process?
I've been back at school just training. I mean, it's tough, when you're not with your whole team, but it's been good to be with a lot of my teammates from this last season. We've all been working out together and just getting ready for this stuff. And nothing can really prepare me for the heat, but I've been trying to wear long sleeves and everything to work out. But I mean, I'll get a fresh taste of it out here, so it'll be all good.
What kind of communication have you had with this staff in terms of their expectations? Mini camp, kind of what that's going to be like.
Yeah, I mean, I've had multiple Zooms with Coach Garcia, the linebacker coach. I mean, we've gone over the basic 101 stuff just so that we can when I'm here, I'm not really behind the older guys, and I think I'm pretty much all caught up right now. So the expectation is just to go out there and act like I'm just like everybody else, and there's no difference. So
when you're fighting for a role like you were in college, that requires patience and. No one's patient these days. Was that process hard for you to build through that?
No, I never really considered the portal or anything. I loved Ohio State for what it was. It's not just the team; it's the whole city, and it's the culture and everything. And I didn't want to put myself in a culture that wasn't up to the standard that I already lived for 4 years. So I knew Ohio State was the right place for me, and you could say it's loyalty, but I just knew that it was going to make me the best version of myself, and I just wanted to trust the process and keep my foot on it.
Will Johnson just came in here and said there were too many Ohio State guys. Have you had a conversation with him yet, or do you have any kind of relationship with him?
No, that's the first thing he said to me today when I saw him. But I mean, he's right. We got a bunch of them here, and I mean, I know it's just going to push him further because we're gonna talk some trash to him too, and he can talk back to us because I mean he's got a couple of wins. So, but we both got big rings, so. That's pretty good deal there.
Your school had 14 guys drafted this year, one shy of the record.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the coolest things I think you could really say about your team, and I mean a bunch of those guys too. I think maybe 3 or 4 weren't there the whole entire time, so it was like 10 or 11 guys have played the entire time at Ohio State, and so it just shows that the development works. Like, it might not be what you want it to be the first couple of years, but if you just stay the course and stay the path, I mean, you're going to get what you want. And, I mean, I know I did, and I'll ride for all those coaches because they really stuck with me and they kept their faith in me. So, I'm Ohio State forever, and I just appreciate those coaches and for having their faith in me.
Draft day, someone said on, I think it was Apple Network, you're looking at maybe the next future president of the United States, and Cody. Did you hear that? What do you make of that?
Oh, I didn't hear that, but I know Coach Knowles has said that before. I don't think I'll be the best politician, but I don't keep any doors closed. I don't say no to anything, but I just try to lead in football like I do just in regular life, and I think football's taught me so many things about my life, and I just try to be the best person I can be, and treat others with respect, and just try to lead as best I can.
In your eyes?
Yeah, for me, I put leadership in 3 different things. It's being seen, heard, and felt. Seeing you do the right thing all the time. You're the person that they can look to do the right thing. You're heard. You're the vocal leader. You can motivate, inspire, and then felt is the emotion. The passion that you can play with that others can look to, and like they can feel it. Like they can just it's not tangible, but it's something out there. So those 3 things, I learned that from my first linebacker coach, Coach Washington. But that stuff is stuck with me all through college, and it's helped me be a better leader and really focus on things I need to work on as leadership too. So I think that's really helped me.
You mentioned Denzel earlier. What do you expect from him on this level?
I mean, you guys are going to see a crazy competitor. I mean, you should see him in practice. I mean, I know sometimes the one game gets in people's head, but for his entire career at Ohio State, he's been a lockdown corner, and you guys are going to see that when you get here or when he gets on the field, and I'm just excited for it because there's going to be some battles in practice with him and Marv and Will out there, so it's going to be exciting.
What did it tell you about how he bounced back from that game?
I mean, it's super resilient. I don't think a great player at Ohio State isn't resilient. you're on the biggest stage, you're criticized at the biggest stage, and you have the most eyes on you at all times. So, when that moment's so big, and you do or you don't, and then the next time you're out there, you're right back on the big stage. So you got to perform at all times, and so we're criticized at the highest level, but that's what we do, and that's the kind of job we're in, and we crave it, and we're excited for it.
With being a leader, how do you find that balance as a rookie, where you're coming from Ohio State, where you could be a natural leader as a senior? Now you're in a group with a bunch of older guys. How do you kind of find that balance, wanting to do that, but maybe not wanting to do too much?
Yeah, I don't really think it changes a thing. I mean, you should always want your team with the youngest guys and the newest guys to want to be leaders. I mean, if your youngest guys aren't trying to push to be a leader, I think your younger guys maybe aren't trying to be the best version of themselves. I mean, I think some of the best teams I've been a part of, even this last year, we had some young guys who really wanted to go push and be the better player on the team. They're trying to, even when I was younger, I'm trying to take the older guy's spot, and that's going to make the older guy better. And I think that's what all football is about, and that's what especially the NFL is about. So when you have that pressure from behind, pushing the older guys up, I mean, I think that's great for your team, and it'll only make the team better.
We all saw what Jack Sawyer did after the loss to Michigan, ripping the flag out of the field. What did you do, though, to your teammates with you? What did you say to your teammates to be that leader?
Yeah, I mean, that moment was I kind of remember in glimpses, but I wasn't the one ripping the flag down. I respect Jack for doing all that, but I wasn't the one out there. Part of me wishes I was, but I was back in the locker room helping the guys. They got maced. A couple guys got maced, so they were getting water in their eyes and everything. So we were trying to help guys out. But I mean, that whole day was a blur. But we look to other things now, and we're looking on to better things. And it is what it is that happened. But now we're on a different stage now.
What makes year one with the Cardinals a success in your mind?
Year one?
Yeah.
I mean, my goal at every year, no matter what, is to win it all. And whether you guys think it's possible or not, I think that should be the goal every year. I mean, we got the guys to do it, and I think we're a couple games away from just cracking the surface right now. So I think that's a possibility at all times for us, especially with our quarterback. So I'm just excited for the season right now.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.